What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
So far, so good. So far, so good.
Cool. So we've got our second guest already in the waiting room.
Kind of got me on edge to see who's gonna be here, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my back is killing me from the gym, dude. I like. It's so funny how the body works. Like you can lift all this heavy weight,
Yep.
and as long as the motion is fine. But if you take like a lightweight and you twist your body just a little bit the wrong way, it's like, ooh, and then you just feel that for like the
100%.
next day or two. It's like, oh, what did I do, man?
Yep.
But I see you got your Canada hoodie on representing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Well,
I got my local business here,
Nice.
killing it with the coffee, the portafilter, they call that.
That's awesome.
For sure.
Cory, swipe over on your Zoom so that you can see everybody who's in.
Oh, cool. What's up, Nick? This is my first time using Zoom. So
okay, cool.
Swiped over and
Yep.
Boom. There's my bro.
I hear ya.
Yep.
Never either. So this is all.
Yeah, it's all good.
I gotta have my wife gave me my video light. She's like,
oh,
hey,
nice.
You need something here to light up that face?
Yep. Sweet. So yeah, welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to everybody who's watching. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. I've been working on stuff all afternoon. Got 2 reviews done. Got an unboxing edited. Yeah, so busy afternoon.
Very nice, man. Very nice. I'm doing good too. A little bit sore.
Yep.
I'm good. Just got out of the gym like we were talking about earlier. So
Nice.
Feels good to be back in there though.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think in Canada the gyms have been closed like pretty well nonstop since like this whole time. Like they opened back up for a little bit a couple months ago and then closed again. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, crazy stuff going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
So
for real.
Depends on where you're at. Sometimes it's a little more crazy, sometimes a little less.
Yep, 100%.
But thankfully, we've still got the little bearded community we all can tap into from time to time and hang out with some guys. So
no, 100%. That's definitely been helpful during this whole like being in lockdown and not really being able to go anywhere. Like still having people to interact with. Like for me, like being able to do this podcast and like talk to people, and yeah, it's been good that way.
For sure, man.
Mm-hmm. Nick, what you been up to today?
Today, man, not a whole lot. Just slept in.
Nice.
Don't normally do. I was up pretty late. I doing a live with the wife.
Yep, cool.
I know you hopped in there. Now just kind of hanging out with the family, relaxing, laundry, just getting ready for the work week.
Nice. That's awesome. So why don't we kind of roll into like how did you guys first get connected?
And he just bought my products, man. He bought my products, I guess, maybe through a Facebook ad or something he saw.
Okay, cool.
And then started like buying like all the time, every couple of weeks. And I'm like, who is this dude? And then we started talking on Instagram. And he's like, I love this stuff, man. It's great. So my Shopify actually keeps tabs on my customer, and Nick is my #1 supporter for 2020. So
that's awesome.
Like, he broke a record, man. He got all my stuff. So
nice. Yeah, that's amazing. Legit. Nick, what was sorry, go ahead.
Instagram, I think.
Yeah, that's the way. Nick, what was the first like when you first ordered from Weatherbeard? What'd you get? Do you remember?
Oh man, what did I get?
I don't know, man. I can go back and check my order history.
I want to say Lions Night Out.
Cool.
I think I tried some solid colognes just because that was super unique. Hadn't really seen that before.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I want to say I bought some oils and solid colognes, and then I actually, man, my most recent one was I bought some of the bar soaps and solid colognes and use those as some pretty cool Christmas gifts, you know?
Yeah, cool.
Very nice, man.
That's awesome. Oh, Nick, before we continue, right now, at least on my end, it looks like you're like that your face is being like blown out by the light.
Trying to figure out this Zoom thing.
Yeah. I don't know if there's,
because I'm trying to figure out the camera on here, because I thought it was through my own camera, but it's not.
Yeah, no, it's through Zoom, but yeah, I just didn't want to have it go the entire episode and then you're watching this back like, yo, why do I look so bright?
Yeah, it was cool earlier when I just did it on my own camera, but
yeah.
Let me change in the lighting real quick.
Yeah, sweet. Cool. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it's just funny that way. It's like different camera apps within a phone.
Yeah, for
totally
sure.
different. Totally different.
You guys just totally
and...
forgive me if my energy is not on par with where I'm usually at. I'm
no
just
stress.
Literally, I just hit the gym pretty hard for my 4th day this week. I got tomorrow, and then I usually take off on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Cool. So, and I haven't had my coffee. You know, I'm still doing the water here. And I drink my shake. So
yeah, no stress. We're just chilling. It's all good.
Cool, man.
Yeah. Nick, what are some of your favorite? What's your favorite scent that you got from Weatherbeard?
Ooh, dude, he's got some good ones.
I can't really again, man.
One favorite. I'll give you my top 3 though.
Cool, do it.
And that's going to be Lions Night Out. They're all different though. So Lions Night Out, that's a cologne scent.
Yep.
Citrus or Sierra Sunrise.
Yeah.
Super good, like refreshing one.
Yep.
And then obviously Cory knows this one, but Amber Trail.
Yep. Cool.
That's got to be my favorite nighttime scent.
Very legit, man. Yeah. Sierra Sunrise was like, sadly, the last fragrance we've released in our beard care line, and that was like last summer.
Okay.
But like, keep in mind, not summer of 2020. I keep thinking like we just got into 2021, but summer of 2019. Yep. I actually have not released anything new except for my new trio of solid colognes, which was the Aurora, Torrent, and Zenith.
Yep.
I did that kind of as a set because I was letting go of the Anchorage and the Ridgeland cologne.
Okay, cool.
Those were kind of 2 of my bottom sellers, so I was replacing those. But yeah, Sierra Sunrise was all the way back in 2019 since I've released a beard care scent.
Okay, cool.
And that was all essential oil based. And I think that was around the same time, if I remember correctly, we released our citrus and peppermint beard wash kind of as like a refreshing summer thing to do.
Yep.
But yeah, so that one is all essential oil based. And then the Amber Trail, surprisingly, man, that you like that one the best. There's like a very niche audience for that fragrance, and the people that like it are like, please, like, no, don't ever get rid of it. But then like just across the board, like seeing my sales from month to month in like all of my gift shops and barber shop, a lot of my barbers don't even order it. Like I'll give them a sample of everything and they just don't even order that when they go a different route. But
interesting,
that's all based on budget, and they're like, what's your best sellers? And then they usually just stick with that. So
true. Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I too, I find that like very warm, creamy, like woodsy, relaxing scent is really nice to put on at nighttime. So
yeah. When I made my order recently, it was not easy to pick. So many good ones.
Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, everything that I do is pretty simple and straightforward.
That's the way to do it.
2020 taught me a ton about the market and what people respond to.
Cool.
What I was really fascinated by, just personally, I've been in this industry for 5 years now. And when I started, just my mind goes, when I think about a man, if I go to like, let's just say like TJ Maxx or somewhere, and I'm looking in the men's body care, you're going to see bourbon, leather, tobacco, sandalwood, tea tree. Those are your typical things that people see in some mint a lot of times. But when I got into the beard community, I realized like berries seemed to be like the twist, or like some sort of a fruit plus one of those scents. So you would see like peach, tobacco, or you would see like, you know, strawberry oud. You see all these like combinations of sweet and spicy, or sweet and woodsy, but they always almost had this berry vibe to it. I was seeing a lot of fruity stuff going around, and I'm like,
interesting.
How is it? Like, I just misjudged the market, because people are like losing their minds over like lemon cake scents.
Yeah.
And, you know, like you just see all these food scents, but people just, whoa, it's so awesome.
Yeah.
This smells like Mountain Dew, or it smells like, So yeah, I saw a lot. I took a lot of notes, but oud was kind of the thing last year. You know, you could just mix oud into anything and it would sell. So
yeah, it's true. Yeah, it seems to be. It seems to be a big thing. Yeah, I haven't tried enough products with oud to like really know how I feel about it. Because I've been testing out so many. I'm still trying to figure out like specific like profiles that I like, and I'm just having fun trying out different things.
Oh, for sure, man. There's so many varieties of oud.
Facts.
I've bought oud I mean, just truth be told, there's really nobody in the game that's using real oud.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I mean, you may have people claiming to, but that stuff, I mean, if they are, they're putting 1 drop in it.
Yeah.
And because that stuff is super expensive.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of varieties of oud. A lot of fragrance companies making stuff and blending it with stuff. So yeah, you, like to get like a true straight up oud scent, I don't know that really many people have ever smelled that scent.
No, it's one of those things that so many people using it, there's going to be some like so much variety in like what they're using. For sure. Cory, what made you want to start Weatherbeard?
That was due to my luscious head of hair here that I have going on. No, I always had like a really bad receding hairline in school and stuff, even right out of high school. And I'm like, man, I got really thin hair. I just need to get rid of it. Ended up shaving. Didn't like the whole like clean, Mr. Clean bald look.
Totally
I'm like,
clean.
I'm gonna try to grow a beard, you know? Like, let's just grow some hair and just like get the distraction somewhere else. And yeah, I really like it. I started growing out the beard. Obviously the itch came along at that time. My wife and I were collecting essential oils, buying, reselling, basically cleaning with it, doing whatever you could, diffusing it medicinally. So I kind of knew the benefits and the scent profiles of a lot of these like plant-based scents. And so I started mixing stuff up and like diffusing it, like mixing different combinations. Like, oh man, that smells really good. I would love to have that in like a men's product, you know, like a cedar and orange, or like cedar peppermint, or peppermint orange is like my my wash. And so yeah, I just started looking into like men's products with essential oils. It was around that time of year for No Shave November. And I'm like, hey, I'm growing a beard. It's No Shave November. This thing itches like crazy. You know the story, you know, it's always the same thing. Pretty much all makers stumble across that, you know? So I actually started making my own products before I really even knew there was a market. Like I had never even bought another company's products to do any R&D. I just literally, I went to my local health food store. I looked at what she had. The only brand that she carried at the time was the Now Food Group's brand. If you guys have ever seen them, they make essential oils.
Okay, cool.
And I'm like, oh, so she's got sweet almond, grapeseed, castor, avocado, jojoba. The jojoba was a little on the pricey side, so I just didn't grab it. And I'm like, well, I'm going to fool around with these, you know. And I just came up with a blend that worked for me. And I already kind of had an idea of like scent profiles that would maybe complement one another. So yeah, it just kind of birthed from that, man. It felt good. It relieved the itch. The scent profiles, which Treebeard, I think, was the first one I ever put together. I just knew like, hey, if I take all of the woodsy oils that I have and put them in a bottle, it'll probably be okay. You know? And so, yeah, it just kind of evolved from that, man. I started, I mean, I don't want to like take you down the whole journey of how I got to where I'm at, but That's what started it, essentially, like
Cool.
a big collection of oils, an itchy beard, a bald head, and no shave November.
There you go. The perfect storm.
Yeah, for sure. It was a brewing, man.
Yeah, that's cool. Nick, what made you want to start growing a beard?
Dude, I've had one off and on for probably the last like 14 years.
Cool.
Kind of actually really similar to Cory in that sense, where I'd say a couple of years out of high school, my hair started thinning real bad, and I just don't have a face to like not have facial hair. Just
same. Yep.
Yeah, bro.
I look like a Cabbage Patch doll if I shave. So
there you go.
Not really going with that look. So
yeah, fair.
Many forms of facial hair, goatee, short beard, basically, last 13, 14 years. So
cool.
That would have been awesome. A sweet Instagram name, like Cabbage Patch Cone.
Cabbage Patch.
People be like, what? Who is this guy?
One day if I shave the beard, I'll show you guys. It's bad.
Hey man, when you got genetics like that, that's sick. You got a good beard, man. I could, for sure.
Yeah.
You got to find your strengths though. Like, just rock with what you can grow.
Yeah, exactly. Rock what you got. Yep.
For sure.
I'm gonna be 21 on Tuesday, and
oh wow, man.
If I don't have yep. Yeah, and if I don't have a beard, I look about 15 or 16.
Yeah, wow. I do too, and I'm 30. So
yeah, it's just if you can grow it, do it.
For sure.
Yeah. Nick, what were some of kind of like your early beard products that you like first got into, like when you started kind of experimenting with that?
So actually a few years back, I'd probably say about 5 years ago, I want to say.
Yep.
Came across like an ad. And it was what is it? Grave before shave.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I honestly was not educated on it at all. So I had no clue what I was doing. So like some days I throw an oil in, some days I would literally just throw balm in, and there was
Yep.
Just not educated at all. And came across the video, and then just kind of, like everybody says, went down that rabbit hole.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Getting all kinds of stuff. Weatherbeard was one of my first. Beard Octane.
Ooh, nice. Yep.
What else did I get right off the bat?
It's amazing, dude. Like I was one of the first companies you ever got into. Like you got a beard like that, and you literally just started the beard game. Wow, man.
Yeah. It was like Beard Octane, and you. Pretty early on, I got some stuff from Chesapeake.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I need to try them.
I haven't been in it.
Gary's got some good stuff, man.
Yep.
Quality, that stuff's good.
Yep.
But I really haven't been in it that long, so it was more so just kind of like grab stuff and experiment with worked, because obviously what works for me isn't going to work for everybody else.
Yeah, totally.
So I think I have enough different brands and products where I can figure out like what works for me now.
Sure.
Then, I can actually see what they have in as far as like oils and everything to figure out what's working for me and what's not. Because, that's what 90% of this is just figuring out what works for you.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly. And I, as a company owner, you want most guys in general, not like the community, not the beard enthusiast, not the reviewer. Most guys are just looking for something that works. And then they're like, I got it. Like, I don't need to get anything else. It's tried and true. It does the trick. It's like toilet paper. If it gets the job done, you don't need to pick up a different brand every time you go to the store.
Yep.
So yeah, man, it's so crazy for me with my blend. I've been using it since literally in my apartment. I just kept those ratios. It worked for me. Just kept going, man. Like right out of the gate, people buying my stuff on Etsy, for instance, like, dude, this is the best beard oil I've ever tried. Do you have a matching beard balm? And I'm like, I don't even know what beard balm is at that time. Like, what's the purpose of that? So for me to be getting compliments early on, people like, dude, this stuff makes my beard feel incredible. I was like, I don't even have like, I think I had 3 oils at the time. That's it. Like, that was my whole company. I just had 3 oils and an Etsy shop. It was like pathetic. But yeah, to be getting compliments like that right out of the gate was kind of the inspiration for what kept me going. I'm like, cool, I'm making a huge difference in somebody's day. Like, a dude took the time to tell me that this feels amazing. But then again, you go down that road and it works for some, it doesn't work for others. Some just say, it's okay. Yeah, it's average, it's all right. It's not bad. And then you have people that are like, dude, this is like, I've tried hundreds and hundreds of companies and you're like in my top 3 for the best ever. And I'm like,
that's awesome. There you go.
Hey, whatever, man. Whatever. So, like, right now, I'm rocking some Renewed, man. Shout out to Jared, Black Mint Maduro, man. His stuff works great for my beard.
Cool.
So
that's awesome. Actually, speaking of that, Nick, what you got in beard today?
Well, I knew we were doing this, and I knew you were going to ask me. Actually, I have Lions Night Out.
Nice.
I'm almost out of it.
Okay.
I might have to re-up on that one soon.
Hey, that's cool, man. Yeah, I don't think that I've worn my own products in like a month and a half, actually. Because I have so many of the other guys' stuff. And I'm just like, I've been wearing my stuff for 4.5, 5 years now. Like, let's just try some other people's stuff.
Yeah, totally.
I keep getting lucky too, man. I win like all these giveaways. It's insane. And then they're like, yeah, way to go, Cory. And I'm like, hey, I think take it, man.
Yeah, I think I was in one just within the last like couple of days that you won.
Yeah, I won a $25 gift card to Chesapeake. Joey Hookham actually bought that.
Nice.
And yesterday I purchased the vintage Vitality, which
that one sounds nice. Yeah,
it's like honey and oud and tonka and vanilla. I was like, I can go to bed with that probably. Like a really warm, sweet scent. But yeah, man, I love showing support, whether that's winning a giveaway and then just telling people like, hey, his stuff is great. It works. I'm not here to squash out the competition or anything like that. I'm just not that kind of guy.
Yeah, totally.
That's why I always have this running joke in the community. If you follow me long enough, you see me in chats. I'm like, hey, we have tons of 5 out of 10 reviews. Most people think that we're at least okay. Super average. We're not doing anything exotic over here. I don't have any crazy scent profile or some crazy oil you can't pronounce or, so it's run of the mill stuff, but, I was telling Jay Cruz earlier today, I do that for reverse psychology. I'm like, I just tell you that it's whatever. And then you get it and you're like, wow, this stuff really works. Like, Cory,
exactly.
You're better than average. And I'm like, okay.
Smart. There you go.
we'll take it, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a running joke. So I'll basically say like, I'm 5 out of 10. Gary's a 6 out of 10, or like Jerry from Defined is 6 out of 10. He's doing a little bit better than me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But man, I love supporting these other guys. I understand 100%. The hustle. I understand what goes into it, and
totally.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. No, and it's cool. Like from my end, like getting to interact with like a bunch of companies and like talking to owners, and like there's always somebody awake, like working on something. Like it's super cool to see. Or like somebody that's like available to like chat with.
From the Goat Man. You guys know Goat Man. He got on there one day and he was like, an entrepreneur is the only person that leaves a 40-hour-a-week job to work 80. And I was like, dude, that just hit home. Like, because that's what got me out of the rhythm for going to the gym the first time was like, I just had this daily routine. I do my 8 hours. I come home, I go to the gym. And then you start working for yourself and you're like, just everything just blends in with home life. So it's like, when do I work? Well, when do I stop working? But there's this thing that needs to be done. And so,
yeah, totally.
It's like, you know, you wake up, you make some oils, you run to town, you do your grocery shopping, you come home and you label them, you mow your yard, you got to eat lunch and dinner, you're back to work, you got balms to make up, you know, you're up later that night labeling balms and you're waking up. So it's like, yeah, you just kind of like work around your personal life and squeeze in when you can. Like,
yeah, totally.
I need to get this done. So yeah, but it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. It's cool to see. Cool to see everybody hustling and doing the thing.
For sure, man.
Yeah. But no, yeah, and it's also, yeah, like, and also like seeing reviewers too, like if I feel like for people that like just like average beardsmen that aren't like in like the active like community, like there's so much that goes into like for owners, and then like also for like the enthusiasts and the reviewers, like everybody's like testing things out, like interacting in lives, like.
Yeah, it's one of the really cool things that I love about this niche in particular. I don't think I've ever really been a part of or seen any other niche where like the makers and the community that support those makers are all like so tight knit. I like for one owner to be like, dude, yeah, I'm rocking Renewed Man today. And then Carrie hops on. He's like, I got some Weatherbeard in beard today. It's awesome, man. And it's like, that's like Ford saying, guys, check out this new Toyota we just got. This is sick. You know, it's like,
yeah, totally.
It doesn't make it really, I don't know. It's community, not competition. I think it's what's so like attractive about the whole thing. And then like for you guys, for me, I'm not at the point yet, which I do believe at some point I will be, where the whole like personal relations part of the business kind of starts to fade, and I'll be more into like managing, and there will be bigger projects going on where I can't take the time to do this. And that's the goal, you know, like I want to be that. I want to get to that point. But for now, I just think it is so cool that I can literally like have a direct conversation with somebody about my product, something they love, and like get to hear the initial impact, get a review like, dude, I got this. It's the best. It feels so good. My wife loves it. My kids nuzzle up to me. They love to smell my beard, and like they love this scent. Or, you know, I had one dude one time was like, dude, I had your Amber Trail beard oil in when my daughter was born. And so when I held her for the first time, she smelled that, and she warms up to me every time I wear that scent. So it's like,
cool.
That is the coolest thing, dude. Like, that is why I do this.
Yeah, totally.
If something is as simple as a scent, or making some guy feel more confident, or his wife or girlfriend enjoy his beard more, and it's just making somebody's day better. And I'm like, wow, dude, like, it's so cool that with like my job at Honda when I used to work, I could never see that impact. Like, people are like, I like to drive my Honda, but I don't know that person personally. I don't get to hear that direct testimony. So it's like, I don't know. I love the personal part of this business and this industry. So
yeah, totally. Yeah, it's always so fun. Like, one owner goes live, and then there's like 4 other owners like in the chat, like hanging out, interacting with everybody, like chopping it up. Like it's so
cool
it's really
too,
fun
man. We all help each other, legit. Like
totally.
A lot of these newer guys, man, Copper Johns specifically came to mind, but I love Tyson. I've helped him with branding, like his website. I just go to it, kind of combed through it. Whereas like Jared from Renewed Man, he's like an IT guy. So he went through my website and kind of combed over it. And hey man, have you ever thought to do this and make it better? Your conversion rates will go up. Or like Tyson has his first craft show, and I'm like, hey man, that's kind of my thing. You should focus on doing X, Y, and Z. And he comes back like, dude, it worked. That was so good. Like,
nice.
Yeah, I love that, man. Like, I don't know.
That's awesome.
It's really weird. It really is weird. Like, this community is a weird community. We're all weird.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. Like, companies helping other companies to do better. And
it's so true.
Nobody really tearing each other down. I mean, of course you will have that, but
there's a few
for
of them
the most part, it's cool, man.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, it truly is a symbiotic relationship. Like, everybody just kind of like bounce off each other, and like the reviewers like give suggestions on things that get better. They like help launch products. They review them. They're like talking about them, spreading the word. And then like the owners are like engaging and getting feedback and supporting other company owners. And it's really cool.
Just trying to make it better, literally. Like we want to make it better for every individual. We want all of our consumers to have the best experience possible. We want, because every brand is totally different. So while I realize that I'm helping you build your brand and concept, we're never going to be the same brand. So it's really not competition. Like your products are going to work for people that mine won't. Like your scent profiles, your creativity, the mindset behind where you're going and where I'm going are two different locations. And it's like one big pond that we're all fishing out of.
Totally.
We just want everybody to catch their limit for the day, go home as happy fishermen, and
totally.
Yeah. So it's crazy, man. It really is. But it's been a blast. And 2020 taught me a lot. I think 2020 really, if it didn't teach you something about yourself, you missed it. Like,
100%.
There was so much to learn personally and as a business owner. So looking forward to this year, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, it really is true. It's like I'd never thought about doing a podcast, and now I'm 25, 26 episodes deep. Which just because I was like, oh, this might be cool. And then it's just kind of gone from there, and it's growing, and it's fun. It doesn't take a lot of time to like edit and put out. So it's, and especially with like bringing like company owners on, it's cool to like get the word out and like talk about them like to my audience and like increase their audience. It's a fun thing
for sure, man. I appreciate it. That's what I always tell people, man. Like, if you can't purchase my products, just like throwing up a photo of what you do have, or like if I post something, you repost. It's so simple, like totally something, but dude, like that extends your reach so far.
Yeah, facts.
You get 100 people that have 2,000 followers sharing your stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
200,000 people that may have just saw your things for the first time.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy to think about.
It really is, man. And it's not that big of a deal now. Like, post engagement obviously comes into play, but there is a potential reach there, and it takes the burden off of the owners a lot to not have to be running paid advertisements all the time. So but that's something I'm definitely not afraid of. I kind of went in like headlong last year with those paid ads. I ran them like crazy, man. Like, I look at the numbers, what I spent on advertising, and like it makes my head spin. I'm like, how did I even do that? Like, but I made my money back. I think that was the main thing. Like, so as I was advertising, I was pretty much breaking even.
Cool. Yep. There you go.
I wasn't gaining profit, but I was gaining customers, and customers in the long run will obviously, hopefully, become repeat customers, and I'll make that back up. But I did learn a lot. So
yeah, totally. That's awesome. Yeah, it's fun for sure. Nick, kind of when did you really get into like the community and like start like interacting with like with like owners and with like other beardsmen? Like, when did that kind of start out?
Well, we're in January now, so probably I first kind of got into it in September. Kind of seeing what was out there, seeing who was out there. And then it kind of slowly started progressing. And I mean, all of a sudden now it's like, a few months in, and I'm like, I talk to you on a daily basis. Cory a lot. I mean, I'm trying to catch every live I can. I recently started doing lives. It's just been, kind of took over all of a sudden. I think, like Cory said, man, if you didn't learn something from 2020, I mean, it taught me to just try to step out of my comfort zone. And do something I wouldn't do.
For sure, man.
I was kind of lucky in the sense that my wife already did YouTube.
Oh, cool.
So already had basically all the filming stuff.
Nice.
Obviously, the lighting with me, I'm too pale. It doesn't work. But yeah, no, I got into it, I would say September, October.
Cool.
And then really started diving into it. I'd say by like November is when I went like full on, just, talking people and interacting as much as I could.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like it was like November, December when we first connected. I think somewhere in there. Yeah.
Actually, it's gonna be weird, but I know it was dude, I think it was Thanksgiving.
I think you're right. Yep. Yeah, it sounds based on the, I'm trying to think about it. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think I was off that day and you hit me up, and then all of a sudden the friendship expanded.
Right. Yep.
All the time and bounce ideas off each other. No, it's a good thing, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. No, it's a fun time for sure. And like it's been so great to like have people like still connect with, and despite like not being able to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, that's been huge. And like it made me like go in a completely different direction, because I've been doing YouTube since 2017, I think. But this year, like in 2020, like my YouTube took a whole different, and Instagram too took a whole different turn. Like, because as I started growing my beard out, and then like initially like when I was involved with the beard struggle, and like from April to like August, and then like around August I was like, yeah, I don't like this. So then I started like experimenting with other products, and then it's just like you guys were saying, down the wormhole. Now I have like, I think I have over 100 products total.
Wow, bro. I think I'm somewhere around like 30.
Yeah.
Something like that. I'm like, well, you know, if I win giveaways or somebody that I really believe in releases something I just gotta have, I'll get on there and buy it. But I mean, I'm like, just with the products that I have, I'm like, how do you guys do it, man? I don't see how like the reviewer enthusiast community does what they do, man. Like, it's fun. It's fun just to crack that thing open, like get a package, you know, you unbox it. It's so exciting, and you smell it. And it's like, yeah, this is going to be my jam, like twice every month because of all my other stuff. But just depending on how you're feeling, you know, you go with that route. So what I've been trying to do, my method is like choose one butter, and then like 2 oils, like one oil that can go with that butter from like 2 other companies. Like I mixed for the longest time. I did Ruddy Man's Headmaster, which is like coffee, leather, vanilla, and bergamot.
Nice.
And I mixed that with Copper John's Backwoods coffee butter.
Okay.
So I would just do like coffee scents together.
So good.
And another coffee oil, which I had the Copper John's oil, but I ran out of that first. But I still had a lot of the butter left over, so I started using Ruddy Man oil in his butter. So I just try to stick with like 1 scent profile or things that complement each other. I'll do 2 oils and 1 butter. So 1 oil and butter in the morning, and then 1 oil and that same butter at night. So I kind of finish the oils and butters around the same time.
Yep.
But if I just chose a different one every day, like I would never hit the bottom of any of them. And then it's like, it's frustrating that you like have all this product left over, you know? So I feel like I've accomplished something when I get through like an entire bottle or jar. I'm like, okay.
I haven't done that in I don't even know how long.
Yeah. So right now I'm working on my 2 Sphinx fragrances. I have their oils and balms, Ecstasy and Ancient Kingdom.
Okay, cool.
And then those are like my daytime scents. And for some reason this Black Mint Maduro is like, I don't know, I like it at night.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's so I just got this stuff in. I'll show you guys. You may have seen this. But yeah, so I just got this stuff in from Creme de So I ordered 3 oils and 3 butters, and then the pomade, and Mike threw in an extra oil and butter. So I just got
very nice. So
I have these that just came in, and then hold up, I got another picture here. So I added that to the bathroom rotation. Plus all right, here it is. Hold up.
Funny, man. I'm on this live stream talking about other companies more than my own. Maybe we should talk about Weatherbeard and like what I do.
Yeah. No, we can 100% get to that. Yeah, and then this is the other stuff in my bathroom.
Welcome to this Weatherbeard episode where we discuss everybody but Weatherbeard.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So speaking of Weatherbeard, how'd you come up with the name?
That's my last name is Weatherby.
Cool. Yep. Okay.
And I was literally like, I had like my one Treebeard bottle of oil. We printed off a sticker with like a little craft paper label at my house. And
cool.
My wife was like, what are we going to call this? You know? And we're like brainstorming, and I'm thinking, and she just says Weatherbeard. And I'm like, you're a genius. That is so cool. So it's kind of like who I am is weaved into my company.
Yep.
So
cool.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't know that. I mean, I wouldn't expect people to know that right away, but as they follow me and like see me go live every day or like talk to me personally, they realize like Cory Weatherbee. You know, oh, okay, it makes sense now.
Totally.
And they're like, weather, like, why is his stuff not named like weather related? What does this have to do with weather? You know, like so. But that is kind of the direction we're going with our branding. As we rebrand, we want to kind of hit like nature, landscapes, just outdoor terminologies 100%. And things like that.
Yep.
So I actually just ordered some envelopes. So something I've been talking about doing, but I'm going to start doing it is like when spring gets here, we're kind of going to hit like a green envelope.
Ooh,
and then anything you order during the summertime, we'll have a yellow envelope for the sun.
Yep,
nice. Then like fall, we're going to do orange. And then winter, we're going to get back into that ice blue color. So, I think we're wanting to do like a thank you card.
Cool.
That changes with the seasons. Like, hey guys, happy spring, happy summer. Talk a little bit about the season, what it has to offer, and so switch things up, the envelopes and the thank you notes. I think people would they order from Weatherbeard in the summer and they get a yellow envelope, and they order again and they're like, well, this envelope's orange, who's this from, you know?
But
that's I don't know, I think it's fun, something to do different. A lot of companies don't switch it up like that. So
100%. That's super cool. That's definitely a cool idea. With your why is your beard whip called beard whip versus like a beard butter, like just like labeling it as that? I was wondering
that
about
is actually a genuine question, man. I get that all the time.
Cool.
So when I very first started selling wholesale to barbershops, there was a barbershop here in my town that was carrying another local brand, and they had a product called Whisker Whip, which I thought was cool. It's called a Whisker Whip. So they had their beard oils and their whisker whips and their balms. And he said, yeah, man. He's like, if you're going to sell in our shop, because I was like selling, dude. I was basically a beard charity.
Okay.
I had no idea how to run a business. I was selling my stuff dirt cheap.
Okay.
Just so that people would buy it and try it and get feedback, you know? So, he was like, but if you're going to carry in our store, you know, we would love to buy it, because obviously I was undercutting this guy by like 50%. It was just insane. They're like, yeah, we'll carry your stuff.
Cool.
But if you're going to carry something, you need to make some sort of like a whipped product, because that sells really well at our store.
Oh, interesting.
And he called it Whisker Whip. So I'm like, why don't I just call it a beard whip? You know, it's going in the beard. So it's a whipped butter, but yeah, so a lot of people ask that, and then usually the question at craft shows is, what's the difference between the whip and the balm, you know? So and then I gotta explain, like, my butter doesn't have beeswax, there's no hold to it, it's just extra conditioning. Balm has the wax for control. Yeah, to me, like that was something else that kind of confused me when I joined the community. For instance, like, not throwing any shade on any companies, full respect, but like JC Grooming, I got one of their beard butters, and their beard butter has more beeswax in it than my balm does.
Oh, interesting.
Like, it is stiff, and I'm like, this is a butter? Like, did they put the wrong label on this? You know, but people like, dude, their balm is like super tacky hard. Like that's like one of the strongest balms in the game if you get it. And I was like, oh, okay.
I don't like that.
But yeah, like so many companies, I got in personal contact with companies like Fable and Ruddy Man, and a lot of these guys that mix in a little bit of beeswax in their butters. And I'm like, don't, like, when you add beeswax, doesn't that make it a balm? Like, I didn't get it.
Yeah, fair.
So, but that's kind of like the difference between, what's the difference between like a co-wash and a daily wash, or like a co-wash and a conditioner, and when does it become a wash versus a co-wash? And
yeah, totally.
Everybody's got their opinions, and so yeah, I just fully did not understand any of that when I started. I'm like, a beard butter should just be butter, you know, butter and oil,
100%.
and then when you add wax for hold or shape, it becomes a balm. Like, what's a beard balm?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it all like based on how much beeswax is in it? You know?
Yeah, totally.
Anyway, that's the story behind the whip. Cool. And why we do what we do. We do just a pure butter, man.
That's the way to do it. Like the first like beard butter I ever tried, it was very similar. I think it was whipped. It was like no hold, just all super conditioning. And like that's what made me love beard butter. And then I got one from Beardsman. I was like, this kind of feels like a balm, and I don't like it as much.
Yeah. Yeah. So to each their own, man. Like some companies just don't make balms.
Yep.
They're an oil and butter company, but their butter has wax in it.
Yep. Yeah, no,
and people are like, dude, balms are dying. Nobody likes balms. But I'm like,
not true.
Yeah, it's like, but your butter has wax and it controls the beard, so it's kind of a balm. You're just calling it a butter, you know? Like, it is what it is, though. So
yeah, it's funny.
It could be marketing, you know. I mean, everybody's all about that butter life right now. It's got to be beard butter, so you could put wax in it and call it butter, and it'll still sell better than if you call it balm. So
that's a good point. Yeah, it's.
I know it is. I've thought about it a lot.
yeah, fair. Yep.
I've thought a lot about a lot of the marketing, you know. For instance, something also that doesn't make sense to me in the beard community. 1 ounce oils selling anywhere between $20 to $25, but that same company that would make a $20 oil will sell a balm for $14 or $15, or like $16 balm, $20 oil.
Yep.
Or like $25 oil. For instance, Sphinx. I don't understand. It works. Hey, that's cool. But a $25 oil and a $20 balm.
That's weird.
A balm, you have to have shea butter, beeswax, fragrance. You got to have your carrier oils. You got to melt it, pour it, wait on it to set, cap it. You usually have to put 2 stickers on it instead of 1. You've got like so much more time and cost wrapped up in that product, and it sells for less.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't get it as an owner. Or beard butter.
Yep.
For instance, the average cost for beard butter is usually anywhere between $15 to $20 for a 2 ounce butter.
Yep.
You get into the 4 ounce world, companies like Miners, Fable, Ruddy Man, Sphinx, all these guys, 4 ounce butters, and it's usually like 23 to 25.
Yep.
But or like the old Live Bearded was 20.
Okay.
And then everybody got all frustrated when they went to a 3 ounce for 20, but yet, like, I just don't get it, man. Like, Copper John's is a 2 ounce 20, and everybody's totally cool with that. But you know, like, to me, I'm like, okay, if the market average for like a 2 ounce butter is $15, then if you made a 4 ounce butter for 30, why is that not a thing? Like, why is it like the capping point is 25?
Yep.
I don't get it.
Even the whole concept of the market average in the beard industry is weird. It's like, I've looked at all of it, man. And as a company owner, like understanding my costs and my time, and I survey the market, and I'm like, how do people come up with these prices? Do they like they put stuff in a hat and they just draw, okay, this is going to be the price of our butter, you know, like, or this will be our balm or oil, you know? Yep.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know. That's my 2 cents on the whole thing. So I don't really understand it. So as I rebrand, I'm going to be repricing, and yeah, I think it'll be fair. I think it'll be fair for the amount of work that I've put into my brand and the ingredients we're going to be using.
Yep.
And then the market average, you know, we'll just take a look at what's going on. But yeah.
Yep.
Fully don't understand it.
Totally.
But This is what you get when you talk to me, man. I just ramble
100%.
about anything.
No, that's always been my whole, like, the whole underlying, like, goal with this podcast. It's just like a free flowing, goes wherever, just conversation.
Cool, man.
Hang out.
Cool.
Yeah, basically. Nick, what are some things that you find kind of like interesting or confusing about the beard industry?
Interesting or confusing, huh?
Yeah, like makes you scratch your head. You're like,
And I would say some of the things I find interesting is how certain things, like, let's say like a scent, or like Cory brought up with the butter.
Yep.
How balms are going out and butters are coming in now. Not that like you can't have both.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm sure that you can, but it's very much bad. In the sense that you get like, and I'm not picking on anybody, but you get like emu oil was real popular.
Sure.
We're going into ostrich oil.
I don't know about ostrich oil and all that. I'm getting Black Rebel's new Sasquatch for review, and that oil is $30 and it's got ostrich oil. I'm like, this better be really freaking good.
Yeah.
You're gonna charge $30 for one oil? Like,
yeah, Beardbrand has that like cap off now where they dropped their gold line from $40 down to $29.
Yeah.
Like everybody remembers that change. Like they went from like a standard bottle to like this cool looking square bottle now. I do think their bottle's pretty slick.
Totally.
But $29. And then they have their $21 regular line. Like they're silver. So they dropped the white line.
Yep.
Industry leaders. $29. They never run discounts at Beardbrand. He just basically said, hey, look, this is a luxury item. It's something if you want it, you're gonna get it. And I asked some people today in a live stream, like, what is the capping point at, like, what is too much for a beard oil was my question. Like, at what point does it become too much? And pretty much everybody was like unanimously like 25. Like if it gets beyond 25, like you better be having some sort of crazy experience with the unboxing, the presentation, the oils used better be something I've never heard of.
Yeah, I agree
and it
with
better
that.
feel awesome, you know, because I'm not going to be a repeat customer. But again, man, it's all marketing. That's really what it boils down to. And it's who is your ideal customer? And that was something that I had to learn in 2020. Like my ideal customer is not the Beardbrand customer at all. They're going for like that classy luxury, got to have the best of the best, everything. And if I don't have the best, I have some sort of complex about myself, you know? Like there's people that are just going to get that. They don't need a discount code. They don't care. They want to have that feeling. It's like going to Starbucks.
True. Yep.
I buy $5 Starbucks because I feel good when I buy my big cup of Starbucks and it's this fancy drink. But everybody knows what I have in my hand is not worth what I paid for it. Like, you know that. I can go to the store and buy like a $4 bag of coffee from Aldi and make, 25 cups at home. So,
exactly.
But we do it because there's a feeling associated with it, like the environment that this place can bring, or whatever it may be. We associate it with that brand. So I mean, as long as your marketing is solid and you're doing something unique and you know who your customer is and how to speak their language, you can be that dirt cheap company that's like, hey, why pay so much? Get the $7 beard oil or the $9 beard oil. Or you could say, hey, we're a little bit above average. We like to take pride in ourselves. We're $20 or you're never going to find anything like this. We are the gold standard. You're going to pay $30 a bottle. And there's some people they'll just say, hey, that's true. Like this company really does stand out and I want to get behind that. But I'm not here to like anybody that listens to this podcast later, I'm not calling other companies out. Just as a company owner, when I examine the market and I see marketing techniques and I see reviewers' opinions and I just contrast and compare, I kind of scratch my head. I'm like, the logic behind all of it and how people can rationalize and justify spending X dollars on something versus they won't buy from this company unless there's some crazy deal going on.
Fair.
Like, oh man, now I'll get it because they have 30% off, but yet they just bought like this oil that's like $15 more. Oh yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. This whole world doesn't make sense.
Totally.
I guess we just got to get used to that.
Yep.
What?
Yep. Yeah. No, 100%. It's funny. Yeah, and like I do want to try Beardbrand at some point because I've been watching their YouTube channel and like following on with their creators, but it's really expensive, like as we've been talking about, and it's like I'm a student. And I'm also like still trying to like experiment with as many companies as possible. And if I'm trying to buy like 2 oils from Beardbrand, that's like $60. I could buy like Weatherbeard. I could buy like
you could buy like 4 oils.
4 oils or like 2 oils, like 2 whips, like and like and again, for me.
Like the reasoning that most people will give, they'll be like, I haven't tried Beardbrand, but I feel like I should because they're like the OG company. They're like, and you listen to why they should buy the product. And it has nothing to do with what's in the product or like how it's going to make well, they've been here and they've done so much for the industry. And I just feel like, I should have that in my collection because they kind of paved the way. And so I feel obligated to have this. And like if I'm gonna get it, of course I'm gonna get the high end one because I mean duh, like I'm gonna get the best of the best, and I want to see like why are they the best, and curiosity and like all these reasonings we justify. Okay, like I felt the same way, Beardbrand Eric Van Holst gave his spiel on Shark Tank, and I'm hearing him spit his numbers out, and well, I'm not going to be a product pusher. And I had a lot of respect for him for not like just selling oil and wanting to be like a whole company. And that kind of like inspired me to start pursuing this, what I was making at my house, to start selling it online. Like, oh, okay, well, there is actually a market in this. This is cool.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel almost obligated myself as a company owner, like tip my hat. Hey, respect's paid, sir. Like you pretty much got me on the path, but
totally.
It's not like I need to buy this because I think that it's going to be superior for my beard or,
No.
Yeah. It'll look good on my shelf. I'll use it every once in a blue moon, and pay my respects kind of thing. So
yeah, totally.
But yeah, people buy with their emotions and then they justify 100%. It with logic later. That's 100% sales psychology. So it just is.
Yep. Facts.
We all do it. I do it too. Company owners are just as guilty, man. We see something like, ooh.
Yep. Oh yeah.
We're people.
Well, no, even like recently, like since discovering Sezzle, it's like, oh. I don't have to pay like the full price up front. Ooh. It's Sezzle's evil and awesome.
I was actually the other day when I had Gary's Vitality, I had that like $25 gift card that I won from the giveaway. So after shipping and taxes and stuff, I had like $1.23 left over, and I was going to pay for it on Sezzle just to troll Gary. Weatherbeard put his $1.23 order on Sezzle. I need to break that up, man. 27 cents a week.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah,
no, it's great, and I think more companies need to use it. But
I can understand utilizing the service if you're buying like over $100 worth of stuff. But I mean, if you're picking up a beard oil and you need to use Sezzle, like. You need to check yourself for a second, man. Like
100%.
Hey, just think about it real quick, man. I don't want to be that guy that I don't want to be the beard oil company that made you miss your electric bill, man.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's one of the things that's kind of challenging about like this whole beard community. Like everyone's always like hyping up. Like there's always like something new being hyped up, and you're like, oh, I want this and I want this and I want this, but it's like I got a phone bill to pay for. Like
sure.
Yeah, because like otherwise,
a mortgage and a wife.
Yeah, it's like
groceries.
more things to pay for. Especially at this point, because I have so many. But it's like there's so many more that I still want to try, but it's like,
oh, of course, man, and it'll always be there.
Yep,
like when I release my new you know, the community in general, all the people that have been big supporters of mine are inevitably going to buy my stuff, and it may be like gotta have it. Weatherbeard just reformulated. They've been in business 5 years. Like, I gotta have their new thing. It looks cool. I have to start my collection now. They have these scents. They got this new blend. I gotta have it. And it may hit the ground running. You know, people may get it and say, dude, this is like eons beyond what it used to be. And it used to be one of my favorite companies, you know, or hey, it could go the other way. People I like the old formula better.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
he got rid of this scent and I loved it. Now, I mean, I don't even know what I like from Weatherbeard now, you know, so 6 to 1, half dozen the other. It can go both ways, but that is something that I definitely saw a lot of, is FOMO. You know, FOMO
for sure.
Super real, and people play the mess out of it. And I have mad respect for, like, for instance, companies like Fable, companies like Chesapeake and Black Rebel. Like, you already see Black Rebel has like their entire year. It's already done. Like, they have all 12 of their scent of the months figured out, labeled, scents. It's all done. So all he has to do is sit back and say, okay, next scent of the month released. And it's already made up and done. And then he's like, he spends this month, he makes next month's batch, drop it. Boom. So, I mean, it's like, once you have that figured out, if you can just develop 12 scents with, you know, the forethought of what am I going to call it? What's the artwork, or what is it going to be called? And then have a set day. I'm going to release my new scent this time every month. Then you can kind of go almost into autopilot mode. Like,
totally.
I know when I drop this next thing, everybody's going to want it, because everybody's already talking about it. There's buzz in the community. It's the latest and the greatest. And so, yeah, man, that, like, to me, again, that is a good business owner. Like, when a business owner can be 15 steps ahead of where they are right now, then it's like they're just walking into that. You know, it's not scrambling to figure out, like, oh man, it's summertime, what am I going to make for the fall? I got to buy a bunch of fragrance oils and start mixing something. Like, no, they figured that out in like January. Like, I already know my fall scents for this year. It's done, you know, like that's what I learned last year, having conversations with other owners behind closed doors. Like, in the springtime, they're like, oh yeah, man, when we release our like Thanksgiving and Halloween blends, it's going to be awesome. And I'm like, you already got all that figured out, man? Like, this is amazing. It's just awesome. So it taught me a lot. Like, I always need to be months ahead of what I'm releasing. I should already have the next thing figured out. And then
totally,
you just, it's hard to be that though, you know, like, to be forward thinking is, it really is a skill. I have a lot of respect for guys that can do that.
Yeah. Cause like, you gotta be able to like figure out, like, manage like what you're already doing. And then like also be thinking about the timeline and like figure like, cause like all like coming out with stuff like that takes time itself. And then you got to like, get that all figured out, get it all set up. And then like, like all the time that goes into like labeling and figuring out scent names. It takes a lot of time before like a product launch.
It does, unless, again, like we look at Black Rebel, and I know Gary, he already said, I already know all my scent of the months. I got the artwork, I got the theme, I know what it's going to be for every month. It's figured out. I'm like, dude, that's so awesome. Like, like, you start thinking about, what am I going to do next year in like fall of this year? Like, have it all figured out. So when January gets here, it's like, I already knew that back in October of last year. I already had the scent and the label, and it was all figured out. It just makes running your business a lot easier that way. And again, it's all based on how you build your business too. Because myself, I have a lot of wholesale accounts, a lot of consignment accounts. I do a lot of craft shows. So I'm producing a lot of volume that, you know, never goes to the community, but it keeps my hands tied up. You know, I just got through filling all my stores up from what they sold for Christmas time. So it just it like wiped me out, and I got to start making all this stuff back again. So for me to be doing that while selling online and interacting with the community, but also trying to develop new scents while keeping all this other stuff going, that's what's hard. Like for me, that's the reason why things have been coming so slow for me, because most of these businesses, like I would say 90%, 90 plus, aren't selling outside of online.
Yep.
And they do really, really well. It's obviously a lot more profitable to sell directly to a consumer through your website than to split commissions with like gift shops or barbers or something like that. Working harder, not smarter, really is what I've been doing. But it has worked. It has got me to where I'm at, and I'm grateful for it. So I'm not going to say like I'm never going to do it, but I definitely see that really the road to efficiency is to continue learning how to market online. Get the direct sale, stay in contact with my customers directly rather than this relationship that's extended through a middleman. So
no, totally. Yeah, 100%.
Again, another ramble. I ramble about business because that's what I do, man. So I'm sorry about that.
No, don't apologize. It's funny. Like every episode that I've done with a company owner has done pretty well, because it's cool. It's cool to get that, like, a glimpse into like what they're thinking, what else they're doing, what they're going through, like as they're trying to like get these products out and like come out, and like the origins of the company and like all that kind of stuff. So no need to apologize for
man. Talking. Like we're like right in the middle of it, as pretty much everybody knows that follows us. You know, we are rebranding. We're redesigning the oils. Start off with that. You basically take your concept and you move that over to a balm tin. You take that, you move it over to your butters. I believe the only change to packaging, like as far as like the containers that comes in, is we're gonna stick with 2 ounce. I was talking to a lot of people about doing 4 ounce butters, but I got a lot of kickback from people like, no, that's just way too much, or it's going to weigh more. It's going to drive your shipping up. So I'm like, okay, 2 ounces is good.
Yeah. Please don't increase your shipping.
So especially for Canada. So like, I think we're just going to move from plastic to glass containers for our butters.
Nice.
That's really all. I think the only major change that we're going to do, still going to keep your standard round bottle with the dropper top. We weighed the pros and cons of like restrictor tops, weighed the pros and cons of having like plastic jars for your balms, like a wide mouthed plastic jar being like something different. But that classic just twist top balm tin, it's a little more easy to identify.
Totally.
Like in a store, people like they just see that it's like, oh, that's a balm. So and it's
100%.
more readily available, so you don't run into like supply issues down the line either. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, you know. So
no, for sure.
But yeah, man, trying to redesign all that, think ahead, like which scents are we going to drop? We're searching around all these different fragrance oil companies, buying tons of samples. You got to like check them all out, and can we blend certain ones, and again, keeping all your stores stocked up, you know, making products, sending them out on the internet. But it's like it's almost like you still have your full-time business, but rebranding is like your side business now.
Totally.
It's like my side hustle is just trying to get where I want to go. And then phasing out of what we currently have and into where we're going is like another challenge as a business owner. Because if I have 25 to 30 wholesale accounts across 6 different states, and I say, okay, on July the 1st, we are completely never selling another product with a retro label again. It's just boom, we're moving forward. Well, then I have to look like, how many stickers do I have left in all my old stuff? What about all the old carrier oils and all the old fragrances that I'm not going to be doing? And how much have I lost here? And was it worth it? And how do I transition into sending 25 to 30 different stores the new stuff when they're still sitting on the old stuff? Like now they're going to have like a mix of like new products and old products, and it's going to look weird to the consumer walking in. Now there's like 2 Weatherbeard brands here.
Totally.
So how do you like inside of the mind of a business owner, how do I navigate this transition effectively? you know, the best you could think to do is like, okay, I'm just going to run some crazy blowout clearance sale.
True.
And
Yep.
when I hit zero on my old, I'll just leave all the old stuff up on my website, have all the new stuff on my website, and just have like a whole section like retro, out of date stuff, clearance, you know, and just run that until you're completely gone.
Yep.
Because people are always going to be like, oh man, like this is my last chance to get
totally
the old formula Weatherbeard, like this is the OG, you know, like I need to have all of it, you know. So they snatch it all up, and they're probably going to buy some of the new stuff at the same time. But you know, all of your stores being able to phase out and get into the new part, that's what's hard, because you can't make their customers buy it. They're not going to cut a 50% discount to their customers to get rid of it, because, you know, they've already invested their money to get it in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's a challenge, man. There's a lot of challenges where these other companies, again, that's why like people, they don't see this aspect of what I'm doing behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And they're just like, man, Weatherbeard never drops anything new. Like, are you guys going to have anything new this year? You got any new scents coming? Like, when's the next thing? And I'm like, well, you know, we're working on
eventually,
we're working on it, but and you just see all these companies, they have scent of the month, they have their like trio special edition, you know, we got a new mainline scent, we got 3 new seasonal scents, and we got this another scent, and it's like, well, what, like, how are these other companies able to do this? And Weatherbeard's not dropping new stuff all the time, you know? So it kind of makes me feel like I'm like 5 years behind everybody, you know. I'm 5 years old. I've been here. This is my full-time job. I mean, I'm full steam ahead. But all these little guys just pop up, and it's like, hey, we got this new thing. We got this, and we just rebranded. Everything just happened in like a month, and it's all new. And we have a new formula, and we've got this, and we got that. And, hey, and everybody's like, woo! And I'm like, I'm just trying to make sure that everything that I have right now is stocked, and I have enough ingredients here to keep making it. So I feel this pressure, I guess, from the community, like, okay, when I adapt and when I change, I need to do it in a big way. I need to have new scents, new carriers, new labels, new envelopes that's going to come in, new thank you cards, new stickers, new swag. It's just boom, like, I am here. I figured this thing out. Like, I'm present now. I'm caught up to where everybody's at, you know, with the Chicago combs and all the accessories and the soaps and this and that. And man. So everybody's kind of, I see all these new companies, and it's just like boom, 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 boom. And everybody's flipping out hype. And and I almost have to run like a 20 to 30% discount most of the time just to catch people's attention. Like, oh, I know, I want to try a Weatherbeard, you know, but it's crazy, man. It's crazy being a business owner and navigating the industry, and phasing into that next thing is basically, I said I'm not going to put a time frame on it, because I don't want to put that kind of pressure on myself and my wife. I'm gonna do what I can with what I got, and when we get there, we'll get there. Our supporters will be there the whole time. So, and I think that when we do get there, it'll be monumental for our business. It'll be like that point we look back on and say, okay, this is where we actually became a brand. Like, we figured out what we want out of our business, what we're going for, what our message is, and who we're trying to connect with. And we haven't had that really up to this point. We've just been like, hey, we make beard oil. It's local. We'll sell it to you. You know, we'll put it in your gift shop. It's good, you know, but we haven't really had like, what's our brand message? What is our brand logo? Who are we trying to speak to? It's just kind of been like, we make stuff and it's good, and you can, you know, get it's handmade, you know, but so I think that is so important in so many of these little guys. I've been talking to them behind closed doors. Like, before you get started in your trajectory of like success, that is one of the main things that you need to define as a business is who is my customer, because that is so important as you move forward and you brand, and your advertisements are going to speak a certain language. They're going to have a certain image that really connects with a certain person. You can't be the do all end all. I'm just the beard oil company that's good for everybody, because it's never going to really like connect with a person if you're not speaking to their particular interests. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, you gotta figure out who you want to sell to, because you can't sell to everybody. That's just
exactly
that's too much.
Yeah, carving out your spot in the market.
Yeah, kind of speaking of like marketing and rebranding kind of stuff. Nick, you've kind of been experimenting with like we kind of like rebranding like your Instagram. Like what's kind of been like the like obviously not to the same level of like Cory, but like what's kind of been like what was the kind of the jump start that made you want to get into doing like more live streams and like being in videos and all that kind of stuff?
Man, I don't know, man. Just something in me. Just I felt a part of the community, and I wanted to do something with it, not just have my page and just like stuff. And I want to actually be involved in it and help out companies that I like. And I got certain companies I like, obviously Weatherbeard, and then whatever I try to help out and expand my page and expand what I can do. I don't know, man. It just kind of something in me sparked me to want to kind of jump out of my comfort zone, because you were to ask my wife, dude, this is nothing that I would have ever thought of doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she had to fight me to do YouTube videos. So
okay.
It's just something I really wanted to try to be a part of, and it's something that I enjoy. And I think it's just the fact that it's helped me out. I'm in a super small town. I don't have a lot of friends here, so it's feeling a part of something.
Yeah, totally.
Just feeling welcomed and wanting to get a part of it, and do my part too,
For sure. Yeah, 100%.
Sure, man. And that's the main thing, like you said, like wanting to get connected and wanting to help people out, it helps you out, helping other people out. I very strongly, as an owner, do believe in, you can call it good karma, you can call it the law of attraction, you can call it the golden rule, whatever you want to call it, man. But I believe that what you give out does come back to you in some measure, multiplied.
Totally.
That's the reason why I am the way that I am. I'm not like putting it on. It's not faked. I'm a community person. Like I want other owners to succeed. I want them to learn from my failures, because that's what I would want for myself. If somebody was further along down the road and they just reached out and said, hey, dude, you're leaving a ton of money on the table by not doing X. And it's like, that's wow. Like you just changed my life. Like you just dropped a value bomb, so I try to do that for everybody. So yeah, totally. It's fun. Provide value, man. Bring 100%. Somebody else, make it a little bit easier, a little bit better for somebody else, man. I mean, just a little bit. Yeah,
totally. And I've kind of like also been like with my content, like my reviews, like I always try to like, especially since getting into beard products, because it's like there's other like when I initially started on YouTube, I was doing like reviewing like smartphones and that kind of thing. But with something like a beard oil, it's like you're having it's a totally different game, because you're having to like describe scent and like the feel in your beard, but like also clarify that like you're like how it feels in your beard may not be the same for somebody else's beard, and it's just it's a lot of things for sure.
It's like one of the things people, I think within the community, they get it, but there's not the best product. There's not the company that's just, dude, you have to have this in your collection. Like it is so good. And then so many people buy it and they're disappointed, and it's like, oh, it didn't work for me.
Totally.
It's hilarious, man. Like you always have those guys that like, man, I just go to Walmart and I get the biggest tub of organic coconut oil that I can. It works, baby. I just put a little bit of tea tree in it. That's good enough, man. I can get like 14 pounds for $12, So there's always going to be that guy,
Yeah, totally.
And there's always going to be the guy that's like, dude, like this $30 beard oil or this $40 butter or whatever. It's like, it works for me and it's the thing. So
$40 butter.
And everybody in between, man.
Yep, facts.
So
yeah, it's really cool, like with the beard industry and like the community. It's like so many people with so many different beard styles, different like scent preferences, like, and I can imagine as an owner, there's like trying to figure out like where you're gonna go with your scents. It's like, do I want to go with like the really like classy, like manly, or do I want to go with like some like more like kind of like fruity type, like
exotic?
It's like where do you go? It's like
exactly figuring out like who do I want to be, what do I want to do, and then just do that and do it well. You know, you look at this is another thing that I noticed. I was talking with Holly from Whiskey and Hardtack.
Yep.
Look at the big brands. Like when you think beard care industry, like two of the names that come to your mind right out of the gate is Beardbrand and Live Bearded.
Yep.
Right? They're just huge. The hundreds of thousands of followers online, worldwide, global beard influence, right? Like we always make fun of the big retail Target brands and stuff like that and Walmart, but those two are like still really big small batch.
Yeah. Yep.
You can call it small batch. I think they're kind of beyond that, but you know, just in my world, but they're still technically small batch. Like Eric Van Holtz got on the live stream. He's like, dude, Procter and Gamble is big batch.
Yeah.
Like we're not there yet. We are tiny. We have like maybe 10, 15 people that work for us.
Yeah. Yep.
That's microscopic compared to factories that have hundreds of employees in different cities everywhere, you know? So, but you look at their website and what do? They have like six fragrances. I think 3 silver line, 3 gold line.
Yep.
They don't have a scent of the month. They're not coming out with nothing new.
Yep.
They're not constantly, hey, check this out. We're doing this and doing that. It's like they might do one new thing every 3 months or so. Like, hey, we're trying deodorant. Give it a shot. Fun fact, Solid Colognes. That actually came as an inspiration from Beardbrand doing it. They had their little glass jars, half-ounce glass jars of Solid Colognes. I thought that was really cool. It didn't work out for them. It's our best-selling product.
Wow.
So I started making mine. People love it around here. Like all my craft shows, my gift shops, they love it. And it didn't work out for them, so they don't carry it. But when you look at them as a whole, they don't have a FOMO tactic.
No, not at all.
No, they're not like, hey, this is the newest thing and this is on clearance and it's never coming back again and we're onward and upward and this is going out and that's coming in and you need to be subscribed to our monthly thing. So you're always, they don't have any pressure.
No.
You know, it's just like,
you're gonna buy it or you're not.
We're here. We're a brotherhood. It's good for your beard. And we offer these scents. This is all we have. We're not, you know, trying to get you, like, this is what we got. And it works. Yeah. Period. You know, find one that you like and get over yourself, you know? But in like, I see that's kind of the mentality and the direction that I want to go. I don't want to have to be constantly innovating the latest and greatest and best newest thing, and it's like the most exotic or the most complex, or it's just like, hey, we're here, these products work, these scents are awesome, you find one that you like. If you don't like it, there's other companies, that's cool, we're still here. And then really the most important aspect, and I don't think just within the scope of, you know, the beard community, most owners don't see beyond the community. Because this is where the majority of their business is. But when when your mind is in the big picture, like, okay, this is not, I don't want this to be my hobby. I want this to be my job. And then I do know owners. I know small owners that already have that in mind and they're hustling and they're trucking, they're moving that direction. But you have to think bigger than this, and you have to look at the big companies that are already doing that. And it really boils down to being effective at marketing and branding. You have to create a community around your brand that believes in your concept and who you are as a person and as a company. That's what people get behind, you know? It's for instance, you know, you can buy this coffee, or you can go to this coffee shop, and 10% of every cup goes to like supporting such and such cause.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd be like, oh, and then you think like, okay, well, I mean, they're both coffee, but because this one stands for something that I believe in, I'm going to go get this coffee, even if I don't like this company's coffee as much as I like that other company. I have that in my town. I have a little store called Winans Coffee. I think that their drip coffee is better than Cafe Amor, but Cafe Amor takes like 10% of everything, and they donate it to like overseas missions funds to get clean water for kids, and they do all this cool stuff. And I'm like, hey, I'm going with Cafe Amor, right? Like,
totally.
Because I get behind what they're doing. It's not that they have a better product even, but it's creating a community and a brand and a consistency. But I think that we, like, in the community, we see like FOMO works. So I always need to be making this new thing all the time. And I don't really have like a brand message, and I don't really have like an established purpose and goal and like what I'm about as a company. I'm a company, and I have things, and it's always new, and you should buy it, you know? Like,
no, that drives me crazy when I won't name any names, but there's companies that I've interacted with that they're just constantly like, every time they get on live, they're pushing another deal. They're like, get this now. Like they just released a new set, and they're like buy this now, it's gonna sell out. And it's like, it's annoying.
I don't want to constantly be having to run some sort of sale. Where it makes you look desperate.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, we have a 20% off, but now we have a 30% off, and we're back down to 25% off, but now it's 15% off, and you can get it today for 20% off.
Yeah,
it's
exactly. It's too much.
Like, what is your, like, do you have confidence in like your standard pricing for your brand? Like,
honestly,
are you, why don't you just price all your stuff at $10 a bottle and leave it? Just be over it. So yeah, that's something that I struggled with, especially in 2020, because I had no idea how to market online. So I'm like, just constantly buy two, get one free, buy one, get a free oil with your first purchase, get 25% off everything on my website, 30% off everything on my website, no discount codes required, just get it, just please buy my stuff, was kind of like, and I had to reflect on that, and I'm like, okay, like, yeah, I need to stop. I need to like step back, think, create a brand, create some value. This is who I am. Love it or hate it.
Yeah, exactly.
And every now and then you might get a splurge of a deal for like 15 or 20% off, but I'm not going to nickel and dime myself to death after all the work that I've put into this brand. Like 2020 almost sunk Weatherbeard. Like, literally, I hit the lowest point in my bank account that I have ever had since I've been married.
Wow.
In 2020.
Yep.
And retrospectively, by the end of the year, I hit the highest point that I've ever had, because of all the money that I invested in marketing. Came back from like June, July, August, September. Those people came back in the No Shave November deals and stuff. And just boom, that whole week was crazy. So I look back, and I'm so glad that it didn't sink. But I just thought, like, man, what would have happened? What would have happened if I didn't hit that rebound? My bills aren't changing. My business expenses aren't changing. 5 years of my life, 5 years of the prime of my life. Like, it's not a small thing. It's just like 5 years of working 40 hours a week, coming home and building my dream all day, and turning, literally, like, converting whole rooms of my house into business places, and thinking like, how I'm going to outgrow this. I'm going to need something bigger, you know? And then so much time sacrificed with my wife to create and market and manufacture and work tirelessly around the clock. To almost be gone in a second, man. Like, it was very, very scary. But
fair.
Yeah, pretty intense stuff, man. I don't know where I was going with that, other than the fact that I have invested so much of myself into this that at this point, it's like, it can't fail. Like I'm committed. Like if this is over, the prime years of my life, the prime years of my marriage, it is gone. And there's no turning back for me at this point. It's just like, I will innovate, I will adapt, adjust, learn, overcome, and I will make this thing successful if it's the last thing I do. Cause I don't know, man. The thought of this going to crashing and burning and having to go back and work for someone else at this point is like, I don't know, man. I just can't even go there in my mind. So I just want to be able to build something. I want to build a community, build a brand that people can stand behind and really appreciate and support, like what we're about. And so that's our focus for 2021. For sure.
Totally. No, I feel kind of similar. I've like a similar feeling with like my YouTube channel, because I've been on YouTube it'll be 4 years in February, and it's like I've spent so much time, like, and I've put out 163 videos on this YouTube channel, and it's like
very nice.
Yeah, I'm 4 years in. I have so much gear now. Like this has to get to the point of being able to like make some money. Like
sure. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right, cool. Yeah. Take a pause for a commercial break.
Understand the market as a whole, right? So trying to understand the market as a whole. That's all I'm trying to do. So like I was just talking to my wife, right? Like think about this. This is cool. I love Tyson from Copper Johns. I love Colin from Weatherbeard Co. Two awesome human beings. Okay. Yeah. People will say, it just like logically, I was just telling her this. People will buy 2 of Copper Johns' butters, 2-ounce butters for $20 each. Ionic Inland Minerals, super cool. Love it. Feeling Beard is great. But for Colin to charge $40 for a 4-ounce CBD butter is insane.
That's a good point.
It's the same thing.
That's so true.
Like people's rationale, man. Like we just I don't know.
It's so true.
I don't know.
No, 100%.
Yeah. I was just trying to tell her, like when people as consumers and as owners, we look at the market, I watch how people act, how they react, what they buy, what they like. Companies they gravitate towards and create affinities with, like, this is my jam. Everything they release, I gotta have it. And then you just look at the way people act and respond to pricing, packaging, ingredients, and all that stuff, and it's like, this doesn't make sense, like, and that's essentially what I'm trying to get at. Like this beard community as a whole, like it doesn't make sense.
It's so true.
Owners help owners, reviewers help other reviewers get more followers.
It's so true. It's so like, it's so counterintuitive to like naturally how like you think like competition and like business like works.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like
but the way that we justify prices for stuff,
for
like
sure. Yep.
People will stand at my craft shows and they're like, I'm like, hey, this is my catch line at every craft show. You ever heard of a solid cologne? Heard of a what? A what? A solid cologne. A solid cologne. Yeah, it's like it's cologne, but it's not a liquid. It's a solid. And they're like, no, what's that? And then they come up. And I always say, smell the red can, right? My can of Solstice, which smells like Polo Red. They pick that up. They smell it. They're like, man, that's really good. And then now they're like,
now they're intrigued.
They haven't asked the price yet, right? They haven't asked the price. They've got the little tin in their hand. Oh, that one's really good. Hey, babe, smell this one. Hey, ooh, babe, that smells like something you have. Like, oh man. Now, how much are these again? I'm like, they're $20 for one. We do 10% off 2 or 20% off if you get 3 or more. And that's usually like my discount at craft shows. Oh, $20. Oh, I'm cool, man. I'm cool. But I'm like, that same person, like this thing will last you guys, while they're smelling it, I'm like, they're beeswax. They last about 4 to 8 hours on your skin. You'll get about half a year to a year out of a can most of the time. Trying to highlight all the benefits. You won't drop it and break it. they're really affordable. You know, you're not going to drop $100 on a bottle of cologne today. It's not going to leak and all that stuff. And like, oh, how much are they then? You say $20 and they're like, nah, we're good, man. Thanks though. Thanks. And I'm like, but that same person will go spend like $35 on a steak dinner and have that for a night. Yeah. You know, I'm like, man, this is cheaper than a steak dinner and you'll get to enjoy it for like the next year.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like,
there you go.
You know,
yep.
But rationale, like it's so weird how sales work, man. People get so emotionally connected. And then when they justify it with logic, most of the time that logic is inconsistent with everything else that they do. Like the guy that won't buy the $20 can of cologne will drive like a Yukon Denali all decked out, you know.
Thanks.
That's what you drive?
That's what I drive.
That's legit, dude. I love that car. That's why I said it. I'm like, every time I see one of those, I'm like, man, that's really nice, isn't it, babe? And she's like, yeah, that's a big car.
Yeah, no, it's crazy how people, they rationalize that stuff. Because the way I looked at it is I can buy like 5 for the price of 1 cologne.
Yeah, exactly.
For real.
You know, dude, I can have 5 different scents for the price of 1 cologne.
Sure.
Yeah, there you go.
And not be stuck to that 1 cent for the next 3 years, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And then I can throw one on in the morning. I'll leave my house at about 5:45, and I get home at about 5:45, and I can still smell it. I mean, it lasts me all day long.
Cool.
For sure, for sure. And that's something like we kind of invented that market in my area. You know, obviously solid colognes are a big thing, but nobody within like an hour and a half radius really sells those. So like all the little gift shops and barbers, I kind of have that market here. It's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
So people see me at a craft show like, oh, I think I've seen you like at a barber shop or like at a gift shop somewhere. I'm like, yeah, that was me probably.
Yep.
That's stuff.
That's awesome.
But yeah, man, it's funny. We started out beard care. Like that's the majority of our lineup, but across the board sales, we saw a lot more solid colognes in all of our gift shops, barber shops. Every craft show, I'll probably sell 5 cans of cologne to every 1 beard product.
Interesting. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, it's weird.
Yeah, I'd never heard of them until super recently, and it's like.
I mean, I even had the idea like one time branching off and literally just pursuing the solid colognes.
Okay.
And then marketing around that, coming up with like different variations, like the chapstick style application, and like the slider tin, and maybe like one big can, you know, like the one that stays at home, and then you got your 2 travel versions, like whatever you prefer. And
yeah, it could be cool.
Because I mean, dude, when you look at the market, dude, it is insane what like the companies that are really doing solid colognes are getting out of a solid cologne.
Yeah.
Like 1/4 of an ounce for $45 to $60. It's pretty normal.
Okay.
I'm doing like somewhere between 1/2 and 3/4 of an ounce for $20. So you're getting like 3 times as much for 3 times less, but because it's a product that people are unfamiliar with, they don't know, and then they get it and they're like, this is only $20.
That's how I would.
I'm about to snag some more, man. These are legit. Like that stuff lasts. I get compliments, you know, and I'm like, I've been using it for weeks and I haven't even put a dent in the can, you know.
Right.
So I tell people at shows like, you know, we can't make them bigger because if you start making them bigger, people will never run out of it. The product will probably go bad on you before you use the cologne. So it'll go rancid.
Yeah. What's your most popular scent for the solid colognes?
Solstice currently, just because it's been around longest, but one of my new ones out of the Aurora, Torrent, and Zenith, the Torrent, which is a kind of a replication of Dior Sauvage. That one's doing pretty well.
Yeah, I think that's the one that I picked in my order.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think it was Torrent and Crosswind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Crosswind is strangely Acqua di Gio it's like one of our least selling fragrances, like just across the board.
Yep.
Like craft shows and stuff, people gravitate more toward just like craft show consensus, which is typically a woman shopping for her man. That's like
okay,
99% of your customers.
Yep.
So I'm like, what do women respond to? But
Yeah,
everybody's
totally.
nose is different. There's some mass appeal where people are like, okay, Torrent smells good, Bayside smells good. This one I don't know about. Like, this one's pretty good, but I like these other ones better. So I never get like oh, that smells awful, but most people are like, oh, that's good. That one's really good. And then it's like, man, I don't know what to get. So typically I would say like top 3 is probably Solstice, Torrent, and Bayside.
Okay, cool.
Just as like my 3 most popular.
Yep.
And then Daybreak, and I would say probably Zenith at this point are some of my more popular ones, which is why we got rid of Ridgeland and Anchorage. And we'll probably, honestly, if we do get rid of another cologne and make room for some more, Crosswind would probably be next to go. Just because it's not working. It ain't working. Some people like it. There's people that really love it, and they'd probably be really upset. But like, I think there's probably going to be a lot of people, like right now, my ingredients work really well for some people's beards. The Sweet Almond Grapeseed Castor Avocado blend.
Yep.
When I switch, there's probably going to be several people that are like not as happy with the new stuff as the old. And it's inevitable. It's going to happen.
Yep.
Yep.
But I'm not doing it because like I believe that I can make a better blend that will feel better.
Yep.
Because again, we've talked about that. It's not going to work for everybody.
Yep.
So I want to make something that's more stable on the shelf.
Yeah, totally.
That's really what I'm going for. I want to increase my shelf life. And because my products sit at gift shops sometimes for months.
Yeah.
You send out 6 oils, balms, and whips and all of your fragrances. And Smoke Cherry Wood, Sweet Embers, and Lion's Night Out are selling like hotcakes, but Amber Trail and Treebeard aren't.
Yep.
And then you send a restock, and some of that stuff, they don't do first in, first out. It's just kind of like setting on however they have it displayed. So sometimes that product may have been sitting there for 6-7 months before you buy it.
Yeah.
And, I don't want it to be losing its scent when you take it home and open the jar and the seal, and it's like, this doesn't smell like what I smelled in the store, So,
yeah, totally. Yep.
Yeah. Just trying to extend the shelf life on all my stuff is the reason why I'm doing it. Now, I'm obviously, I'm stoked. The oils are on the way, and I get to go back to that like very humble beginnings of Weatherbeard. Like,
yep.
I'm gonna mix some of this. I'm gonna put some of that. I'm gonna stir it all up and put it in a jar. And this is jar number 1 versus jar number 2. And
cool. Yep.
How does it feel? And send out some samples. And yeah, get like feedback. But I will say, I'll just go ahead and drop this in here since we're like so far in that if anybody actually cares to listen to this podcast up to this point, you get to know that Weatherbeard Supply's new carrier oil blend does have at least one carrier that not even Dan C has ever heard of being in a blend before. So
no way.
There's actually, and then there's another that I talked to him about, and he said, I've also never seen that one in a blend. And I'm probably going to pick it up and start experimenting with that one as well, just to have in the blend, because he did say that having something different, having something that's never been done before is huge. It'll make waves it's just like ostrich oil. It's like the ionic inland minerals. It's like CBD.
Yeah.
It's just like you were the one that was willing to go out and try that and make it something that works. And then like, you're going to be the company that's like, oh, they started that. Like everybody else started using it because of them. So yeah, we do have for sure one oil that I've never seen it offered in any other company. And then I did have a second oil that I was going to mix into the blend. I was checking, dude, like, oh my gosh, my head was spinning. I spent like 3 days studying the cometogenic scale.
Oh, geez.
and reading like what kind of properties like linoleic acid and oleic acid. And how many omega-3, 6, and 9s and long chains versus medium chains. And what is the benefit? And dude, like I'm like, I'm just going to leave this up to Mason, the bearded Meb. He gets this stuff. I don't like this. It was a headache, man. But I'm like, I want to have the primary thing that I was looking for was a minimum shelf life of a year.
Okay.
And then I think the oil that has the longest shelf life of any is actually jojoba, because it's actually a wax. Jojoba is actually a wax, just depending on the temperature of the room that it's in. So if it gets cold enough, that will turn back to a solid.
Good to know.
Jojoba has a shelf life, if it's unopened, of 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Where most of your oils fall in the 1 to 2 year category.
Yep.
And then you have oils like meadow foam seed oil, argan oil, I think shea nut oil maybe. A couple of these oils have somewhere between 2 and 3 year shelf lives.
Okay. Yep.
So I just wanted to make sure that everything in my blend was a minimum of a year. The average life of my stuff now is going to be a 2 to 3 year.
Cool.
And then I will have golden jojoba is part of the blend. So
nice.
I'll go ahead and give that away. You know, everybody uses jojoba, but nothing exotic there. It's just a good shelf life oil, and it's works pretty much on all skin types. So
yeah, I'm already thinking of title ideas to get people to watch like to this point.
You'll want to stay until the certain point. But no, they're like, as I was studying and looking, you know, I had seen some companies use like oils like baobab oil, for instance. Yep. Baobab, I know Ardius Man uses that. I found out they use that. Obviously, the Bearded Mac kind of made some waves this year using several oils that were more uncommon, like the marula, moringa, camellia seed, broccoli seed, tamanu, all that stuff. So I was like, you know, I see a lot of companies experimenting. You know, hemp seed kind of hit the market pretty heavy this year. Chronic stuff is, chronic stuff is good, man.
I need to try them.
It's good. It's a very lightweight oil for my beard. Again, I've heard people say, hey, it works all day for me and I don't have to reapply. And then of course somebody else's porosity, hey, this is super light, I got to apply it twice. So I've had that with my oils too. Last all day for some, last half a day for others. So some people got thirsty beards. But yeah, dude, hemp seed was kind of one that made waves. And then Dan C's video that he put out about hemp seed. And he even talked to me privately. He's like, dude, that would be the only thing like in a blend that would have a shelf life of like maximum around a year. A lot of hemp seed is somewhere between 6 months to a year. But it kind of just does everything. It's like a super oil. Like it offers all the benefits that you could want in a carrier. It kind of just does everything. But yeah, man, I'm stoked. And I think just for like the sake of being unique, coming in with this rebrand, I'll probably have 2 oils in my blend that I've personally never seen. Nor had Dan C ever heard of any company putting it in their blend. He's like, dude, you gotta like, once you get that stuff together, let me know. He's like, send it my way. Let me know your experience, you know? And a lot of these owners, like I said, Whiskey and Hardtack, Scott from Bearded Coast, Chris from Bearded Mac, they're like, dude, what you need to do is like make just one little bottle, like maybe a 1/2 ounce bottle of each carrier oil separately. And just use that one oil. Like use that one oil in your beard alone, like morning and night. And then next day, like try another one. Rinse all that out, wash it, try another one. See how your beard reacts.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
There's just so much that goes into it, dude. Like I'm like, you got it's just funny because like the start of my brand, it wasn't like that at all. I'm like, I didn't put a ton of effort into it at all. I threw a couple things together and I'm like, okay, so this, and this. That makes a good blend. I like it. Let's put it on the internet. Let's go. We just started going and we became a brand. And then all these other people are like, man, it took me like a year and a half to develop my carrier oil blend. I'm like, nobody got time for that, you know, like nobody got time for that.
I've talked to it's like there's owners that I've talked to, they're like, we were in development for like a year and a half before we even like launched.
I've been working on this scent
that's
for
a long
6
time.
months. I'm like, dude,
that's crazy.
Really? That is crazy.
Yeah, for real. It's like,
yeah, I had to get it just perfect. And
yeah,
I don't know. I'm just not that way.
Yeah, fair.
Hey, it didn't work. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna find something that works. And if it
totally.
doesn't,
yeah,
move on. I'm not gonna try to perfect this thing in my mind. You know, it's like it's gotta happen.
Yeah. No, if it's not working, it's not working. No matter how much you like wrestle with it.
Sure, that was something interesting. Again, man, I love this community. I've met so many owners, but Damn Yankee, he was in the live stream the other night, Pete, and he's like, man, I made a scent one time that was like pineapple and clove.
Whoa.
And he said it was just something totally out there. I was like, I'm gonna try it. He's like, I liked it. He's like, I released the scent. I think I sold like 5 of them, and nobody ever bought it. He said, so I took it off the website. But
fair.
It just didn't work, you know?
Yeah, no, that's the thing. You just gotta keep learning and keep improving and keep figuring out like stuff that works and stuff that doesn't.
Good old jolly old fat man. That truth combo that he came out with Tevin, I got one of those.
Okay.
Bluegrass Bearded actually bought it for me. He's like, dude, cool. I want you to try this so bad. I'm gonna get you a combo. And it's like
that's awesome.
Bananas, oatmeal stout, and cotton.
Huh? What the heck?
And it works, dude.
Bananas,
oatmeal stout, and cotton.
That's
clean cotton.
What the heck does that even smell like?
Dude, like the way that he blended it, it reminds me of like a banana bread.
Ooh.
Like a fresh baked banana bread, but with like a little bit more of like the candied banana runt style.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Through, but like that oatmeal really brings it all like
whoa,
kind of this rich, sweet blend. And I'm like, people wearing bananas on their face for real? And they're like, everybody loved it though, you know? Like, but
that's crazy.
Again, man, like I was blown away by what the community loved.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there's some that I've seen. Dude, it's like so weird.
When Colin dropped like a funnel cake and cotton candy scent. Remember he did the one, it was like the kid is riding his dad's back on the fairgrounds and
I think
stuff.
I heard about that. I feel like I heard about that.
But it was like cotton candy and funnel cake.
Yeah, I would never.
It. And then he had like a cereal and milk scent.
Ooh.
Right. Again, so like people, and I saw, who was it? Barker's Beards had like their Fruity Loops. So again, man, I don't have anything against any of these guys. I'm not making fun of them, but like you just study the market. You look like, hey, these people are innovating. They're doing something different. And
yeah, it's super cool.
You watch how people react and like, whoa, I never thought that I would want my beard to smell like a lemon bundt cake, but this is the best scent I've ever had. You know?
Yep.
What do you do with that? You know? So I guess like anything goes, you know, you can just different strokes for different folks, man. I love all you guys, by the way. Any companies, people that may tune into this, like all these company owners, I have very good relationships with. I talk to them behind closed doors. I mean, I've literally talked to all of them behind closed doors, and I've tried a lot of their stuff.
Yep.
But again, man, it just, to me, what I learned from it is, do you.
Yeah, totally.
Just do your thing. Don't ask for people's permission. Don't respond to, oh, this guy got it and he didn't like it. Oh, well, like.
Yeah, you can't please everyone.
Yeah.
No, it's impossible.
So like, just do your thing. Like figure out what you like to do, and somebody else is bound to like what you're loving to do, you know?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you can't bend over backwards and just try to make sense that, oh, well, everybody likes oud, so I got to do oud.
Not necessarily.
A lot of people got on that train, so it's like, it works. Yep. Oh, yeah, hey, got to try it. It's the oud thing. But, you know, I think that just doing you, figuring out, again, who your market is, what you like to do, what sense you gravitate towards, and then just do it and do it well.
Yep. Facts. Yeah, we're just about to hit 2 hours here.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep you guys on here, and I know that my wife is probably like, "Hey, you need to come eat some supper, bro."
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
that's what I was just gonna say. Yeah, it's like dinner time. But yeah, this has been a ton of fun. Definitely get a round 2 going at some point and have some more discussion about the community and the industry and all that kind of stuff. I also want to do like a bigger like panel type episode with like some more owners, because I think that could be super interesting. But yeah, thanks to both of you guys for coming on.
Thanks for including, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for including Nick. That was cool. I said, man, he is legitimately on my Shopify stat board. He's my #1 customer by support. So I'm like, I would have never guessed that he was the guy. But I'm like, that's so cool, man.
Yeah, no, because like we were talking about this, and I was like,
down there, man.
Yeah, yeah. Like when I was talking to Nick about like the possibility of like him joining us, I was like, that because he's talked about like how you guys talk a lot and like how he's like but like we've touched on, and like today, like he's got all your products, and like I figured it's a natural fit. Like you guys already talk anyway. Like
I try to do that with every person, man. Anybody, I don't if it's you, if it's a reviewer. I try to talk to them, and I try to bring that like being a person.
Yeah, totally.
I'm not just a company guy that makes the things and does all, like I'm actually a guy. I like coffee. You could show you like what I'm having for breakfast, just chilling and
totally.
Yeah, I like to offer that side so people can still relate.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Don't give me too much respect.
Yeah, for everybody watching, I'll have links to Weatherbeard and to their Instagram and Nick's Instagram and all the links down below. Show everybody some love. Check them out. I'll be doing an unboxing of some Weatherbeard stuff real soon here. Probably by the time this is out.
Awesome, man. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm excited.
See how you react to it all.
Yep. Yeah, I think I just got an email like a little while ago that it's like on it's at the like international like transfer location or facility or whatever, so it should be in Canada within the next couple of days, I would guess.
I'm not experienced with shipping to Canada, and
yeah, fair.
I chose the wrong shipping option. Like you paid for like the fast one, and
the 6 to 10 day shipping.
And I chose like the cheapest option when I was checking out, and I'm like, what he paid me and what I'm paying, it doesn't line up. So why did he have to pay so much? And like my wife's like, oh honey, he picked like the fast shipping, and I'm like, well, Shopify just imported all this stuff for me, man. Like usually I just click import from Shopify.
Yep.
It loads all my info in, I print the label, I keep going. But I'm like, oh, so I guess I gotta like compare like what they pick at checkout. I don't know if I've made a bunch of people mad, but nobody said anything. I just roll with it. So.
Yeah, fair. Yep. Yeah, may as well. Yeah, no, I'm excited for that. It's gonna be fun.
Awesome, man.
Sweet. Thanks again, once again, for you guys for coming on.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Sweet. Cool. Thanks everybody for watching.